All right, okay, I don't have much time. Roger Federer, what is going on with you? Look it, I am here actually in the midst of doing some construction, duties today at the place. I've talked about this in my other videos. Anyway, I just saw on Facebook, like I just go to take a simple break and I see that you are out of the first stage at, what is it, Gstad, I don't know, Switzerland. But Roger, I'm just saying, well, what's happening like between this year and last year? I think that there is a real calling for you to make some changes in your game. I don't know if it means coming to net more or whatever. I don't know. But I mean, it's just, this shouldn't be happening, but something's being exploited, And I also think personally it might be a combination of, it's a little bit of, I think a little bit of the attitude, like, I don't know, you kind of won before so many titles, so so much, and the tennis grind is always going on, so you've been doing all of this for years, so I think there's a tendency to feel like a little bit on some level, a little bit of not wanting to grind too much, and I guess you just have to figure that out. And another thing is, I saw like last week that you said that you weren't concerned about your ranking, and for me, that actually meant like a bit of an admission, like that you are, just kind of cruising. You know what I mean? And I think that some of it, I don't know you personally in order to say this, but nevertheless, these are my own feelings. It's kind of like, you kind of don't want to maybe have tennis take up so much of your life. Maybe you want to enjoy your wife and your children, which is totally understandable. But yeah, at the same time, I just think that you've lost some of your intensity in tennis, and I'm just curious as to wondering if that's going to come back. And when I heard you say that you're not worried about your ranking anymore, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to kill yourself to be a number one, but number one would be great and all, but and number one still for you is doable with some changes, still very, very attainable, but of course with the lead that Joker has, it would take you, it would be a little bit more of a marathon race than a 5K. So, to become number one in the world again, I definitely think you have, it's totally possible for you to do, but it would require switching up your game now. Because now it's like, you're looking at, like, you're getting beat by these guys, I don't know, some this is like the second time, or no, this is the third time in at least the last month and a half that you suffered a loss to a virtually unknown player, which doesn't necessarily mean anything, because a lot of these players, they have that potential to just come out and just, knock someone out every once in a while. But I feel like people are watching these other matches with these other players, and they are exploiting something. I haven't gotten to look at the matches or whatever, but again, I think that a lot of it is, typically with Roger Federer, it's exploiting his speed and, it's exploiting him by use of power and speed. So, I mean, that's my theory without having looked at a lot of those videos, and I think even, some of the even so-called inferior players can exploit that and, pull out a win every once in a while, if you're not feeling that motivated to, find a way or push out of it. So anyway, I think it's time, like, really, I had to stop my work today, and and like make a freaking video like a stop on the freaking air mask or whatever. But yeah, I'm kind of out of my own comfort zone too, because I'm like doing little things like, you know, patching hole in the, you know, like a little hole in the wall because stupid tenants, you know, they move in here. And can you see like some of the historic stuff? Oh, look at that mirror. Wow, that's kind of a cool effect. Anyway, so the last tenants who were here decided they were going to drill holes in the wall to put a coat hanger. Do you see that coat hanger over there? Wait, let's see if I can point the right way because the video's trying to get it. Though, no. Yeah. See that coat hanger there? They have one on the other side too, right on that other side. Big fat holes in the wall and just purely ridiculous. And it doesn't even go with the decor or the style. So anyway, whatever. I'm out of my comfort zone too because I'm like doing a little construction work. I don't do these things, you know. So I'm just saying, in the spirit of me being out of my comfort zone, can you get out of your comfort zone too and just sit down and figure out, look, how are you going to revamp your game? Because clearly the data is that you need to revamp it, you know, and you can do it, you know, and now people are also, you know, it's getting to the point where I've seen a lot of complaints, like people, your fans, and it's not me, I'm just saying, but your fans are like, Roger needs a new coach. I'm so sorry for Paul Anico because I don't think it is Paul Anico. I think it is some of you that does not want to change. And, you know, now you're riding with, you know, before you kind of riding with one wheel off the car, now you're riding with 2 extra wheels off the car. Now it's getting to the point, Roger, you know, I love you, that's why I'm talking to you like this. It's getting to the point, it's getting freaking disastrous. Like, you gotta make some drastic action. Don't panic. Make the drastic action. You know who you are. You know what you can do. And make these changes to the game. You know, it doesn't mean you have to transform everything, you know, overnight. And by the way, kudos to you for trying out a new racket. Perhaps that may be some of the effect, but I kind of doubt it, and I don't even want to use that as an excuse. So I just, you know, feel like you should be winning these matches, you know, and I definitely feel, you know, the Wimbledon thing I think shouldn't have happened, even though you played pretty well. You know, that shouldn't have happened, but it did. So we'll just move on. But I'm just saying, I think that if you're going to keep your legacy, don't get comfortable with referring to people like Leighton Hewitt. You know what I mean? Like, Leighton Hewitt was like on top in like what, 1998? Oh God, maybe I'm pushing it back too long. But I remember watching Hewitt. You know, the U.S. Open, he beat Pete Sampras. You know, and then after that was like Hewitt dropped off the out of orbit ever since then. You know, I don't know if it's because he's shorter, I can't remember, is he like 5'11" or something like that? I just don't know, his game just got neutralized. But to hear you talk and reference Leighton Hewitt, and I'm sorry, let me get this stupid thing off. Well, it's not so stupid when it's protecting me from dust, but right now. So anyway, when you're talking to me about, you know, Leighton Hewitt, I mean, you just let me know that you just kind of like let yourself, it's almost like you let yourself go. Kind of like my hair in this video, like I've let myself go. It just feels like you just like kicking back, kind of. Like, oh, well, Leighton Hewitt's on tour and no, Roger, you don't want that. You want more than that. Oh my gosh, you know? You want more, I would say maybe more Agassi. You want more Pete Sampras, you know, people who are still, you know, at the same age you are, about to be 32. Oh, actually, your birthday's coming up in, gosh, maybe a week and a half. Cool. But anyway, so, you know, you want to be more in the spirit of those guys at 32, you know, I think it was Agassi was 32 or 33, and he was in the semifinals of, I clearly remember that, of the U.S. Open. Like, you don't want to reference Leighton Hewitt, you know what I mean? No disrespect to him, but I'm just saying, he doesn't get far. I mean, barely gets to the quarterfinals, you know? You don't want to energetically start mentally referencing yourself with Leighton Hewitt at all. That's my opinion, you know? But, in the meantime, you know, I think maybe, possibly, well, I don't know. Because I've suggested all of this other stuff in the past too, but I don't know if it works for you or not. But, I mean, just really take this time before the U.S. Open to just think about what you want. Maybe don't even enter into another tennis match or whatever. I'm not sure until Cincy, you know. God, Cincy might be like next week or whatever. But I don't know. Try to see if you can get 2 weeks break off and just really think about what you want to do about revamping your game. Because this is just going to go downhill, Roger, from here. If you allow this to continue like this, and for these run-of-the-mill guys in tennis to be sitting around just thinking they could beat you, you know, and that you're sleeping at the wheel, you know, and if I didn't love you, I wouldn't talk to you like this. I'd just be like, whatever. I don't even take the time to make this video. But I'm just saying, kind of, maybe on some level sleeping at the wheel, but you just have to, you know, figure out how much intensity do you want to embrace? How much do you want to employ? What do you want to do? Where do you want to be? You know, are you willing to commit to what it takes in your own game in order to be where you need to be at the top of tennis? You know, not number 5. I'm sorry, Roger, but number 5 is just unacceptable. And you might be like, screw you, overall girl, and turn this video off, but I'm sorry, Roger. I know that there's much better for you than number 5 in the world. I'm sorry, but it's true. Now, you want to hang out there, you know, for a little while, but number 5 is going to turn to 6, and 6 is going to turn to 10, and 10 is going to turn to 13. I'm just telling you, Roger. That's all. You know, I know it sounds so rude, but I'm just passionate. You know, I care. I really care. So anyway, just figure out like what you want to do, and if you change up your game and embrace what is maybe considered a weakness against these guys, and just embrace what would be considered the quality of yours is being exploited, and start playing along within the mold of who you are, who your game is, you know. And maybe, like I said, maybe that means coming in net more, but I don't think that's really your style. You don't want to do serve and volley and all of that. I mean, I guess serve and volley to a certain extent is so damned predictable anyway. But mixing it up, you know what I mean? You know, also, again, going really hard on your mental game. You know, it's entirely too easy for so much noise to enter your head. And I only say that because, again, you know I love you, Roger Federer, and I'll talk to you like a brother. But I'm just saying, and I'm talking to you like a brother right now. A brother from another mother. This is unacceptable, Roger. This is just, you know what? Even if you want to turn this video off, I'm just telling you right now, if you start accepting all of this and this pattern that's going on with losing these guys in this manner, maybe it's a little bit of a lazy summer for you. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to call you lazy or anything like that, because I truly don't think you're lazy, but I'm just saying, activate, Roger, activate. You know, like there's a certain level of lack of motivation, and if you're going to continue on this way, this is a slippery slope that you're not going to be able to get back, recover from. You know, once you start getting comfortable with losing, and once you start, you know, other people start getting comfortable with feeling they can win against you, and you know, you know, it's just, you know, you're gonna have to have a tooth and nail battle every single tennis match you have from the first round up. And is that the way you kind of want to be able to hold your psychological edge just a bit? And you're not going to keep doing that if you keep losing at these little tournaments. Well, I'm like really going in on you like I know you. I'm so sorry. I'm like really going in on you like I'm going in on a family member. That's how much I love you, Roger. I'm like really just talking to you like, you know, because I care. You know, but if you're going to keep losing in these little tournaments, you know, I mean, you know, you're just making it harder on yourself. You already know you're going to continue on for a very long time. You already know it's physically possible. I've always discussed that in all my videos. You know, so you know I believe that. You know I believe you're talented. You know I believe you're skillful. You know I believe you should be at the top. Is it hard to stay at the top? Sure. Am I the one running down every ball and trying to create possibilities for myself? No. I get it. I'm just saying, you're doing it well, so, you know, keep up doing it. But I guess that's the end of my rant. You know, I just really think about it. I was thinking about really, truly, like, going to the US Open this year and seeing you. And clearly, I don't have that many funds to do it. But I mean, Roger, if you're gonna be freaking playing like this, and I'll save my money, man. Damn, I'll just stay home and watch this, you know? But I want to see you play live, and I mean, since I'm in New York City, which I didn't want to be in New York City, but since I got stuck here in my own old life circumstances, I want to see you at the US Open, but I don't want to see you like getting played out in the first round. It's unacceptable, Roger. I'm sorry. You are way better than this, and that's why I cannot stop. Like, this is unacceptable, Roger. Like, I'm calling you to like just, you know, really pull yourself up, pull those bootstraps up, and get to work and figure out what's going to change, you know, because there's no way you're going to continue on like this, you know, playing, coasting in a gear like Leighton Hewitt, you know. And Leighton Hewitt doesn't coast, he plays hard, but he's just not good enough to get, you know, clearly the results are he hasn't been good enough to get to the finals. Like, is that the life you want to live? That's how you want to end your career, Roger? Just coasting around, maybe getting into the quarterfinals? Hell no. So, I'm really going in on you. I'm just saying, like, you know, I consider myself your sister, and that is why I'm giving you this freaking rant, and I'm still holding back, Roger. You have no idea. So, you know, I'm just saying, pull it together. Get yourself a mental coach. You know how many people have talked about Roger Federer needs a mental coach for so many years, how you get rattled. And I love you. That's why I'm saying this to you. I'm not attacking you, but I'm just saying you get rattled, you know, you're already such a cerebral person that, you know, that's like a double-edged sword. You could create your own distractions, or you could be totally on and win. But cerebral people do not do well sometimes. They psych their own selves out, and that's what you do a lot. You psych your own self out. I just think that, you know, it's all about getting real. Like, do you really want to do this, Roger? What do you want your legacy to be? You say you want to play for a long time, but if you're going to be playing a half-ass stepping like this for the next 4 years, Roger, nobody wants to see that. I'm just telling you, your fans, we don't want to see that. We want to see you doing your best. And if you're doing your best and you go out in the first round, then we are all there for you. But Roger, I love you. This is not your best. This has not been your best. And you know what, frankly, there was no reason for you to go out in Wimbledon like that in the second round. And you gotta stop this BS with Rafa. You know what I mean? It's like you get off-kilter with Rafa. And I'm just saying, like, I will go there with you because that's what I really believe. Rafa does something, and then it's like, oh, Roger Federer's head. Like, you have got to cut this BS with Rafa, okay? You know, and just because he decides to go out in the first round doesn't mean, you know, I shouldn't say that you were thinking that way, because clearly, obviously, that didn't happen last year. You went on to win Wimbledon, which is what you should do, because that is your rightful place in the side on the right side of tennis history. But, you know, this year somehow it seemed to get thrown off by Rafa, you know. And I don't think also we as fans were happy to see Rafa just coming back off of 7 months and just being able to exploit you as he usually does and always has done, and been able to pull out a win at Indian Wells. If anything, Roger, you should have been breaking your arms. Like, sorry, something flying around here. You should have been breaking your arm to win that match. But I kept my mouth shut. I didn't say anything. You know, we are fans. We are following your story. But I'm just saying, you know, we care about you. We see where the half step in is happening. We've seen it going for a long time, Roger. You know, and I'm just saying, it's not worth sitting here playing and watching you. Like, I can't stand to freaking sit here at the notion of watching you coast for the rest of the 4 or 5 year or 6 to 10, however long you want to play tennis. I can't stand to watch you half step. You know what I mean? If that's what it means for Roger Federer to continue on with his career past 32 years of age, for me to sit back and watch him go out in the first round. And that doesn't mean go out in the first round with, you know, where he threw everything on the court. This means just going out in the first round, you know, doing things that we know Roger Federer shouldn't be doing things that we know Roger Federer can do better. That even makes sense. In situations where we know Roger Federer can do better, in situations where we know Roger Federer is not pushing himself hard enough, in situations where we know Roger Federer is dancing around the fire and not getting his mental stuff together, in situations where we know that Roger Federer is psyching himself out, possibly for the next possible round with Berdych, or the next possible round with Nadal, or the next possible round with Djokovic, even though you beat all of these suckers. You know what I mean? With some concentration, Roger, with some embracing concentration, you can get past these guys. But yes, it's going to take some work. And no, it's not going to be able to come out and do that road thing. You know what I mean? Like, some of the stuff you've been doing for ages. People know what you're going to do, and know when you're going to chip the ball, and know you're not going to move back from the baseline. Roger, just saying, I love you, I'm just saying. How much do you want this? And do you want to, again, play? You want to be like Leighton Hewitt, and frankly, you want to be like Tommy Haas, and no disrespect to them. But I'm just saying, Roger, your mold is different. You are meant for more. Come on, the results show it. They don't lie. Okay, I don't need to sit here and toot Roger Federer horn. The results don't lie, you know? And when you say something like, oh, something about Leighton Hewitt, oh my God, really? Oh, no, Roger, no. If you're gonna play out the rest of your career mentally, you know, you gotta compare yourself. To me, Sampras, Agassi, you know, people who are, you know, at least making it to the semifinals in their 30s and, you know, pushing the finals, you know, at the least. But, you know, once again, it's like these same things that are going on with you. You need a mental coach. You should call Michael Gervais. And maybe you did call Michael Gervais. And maybe you don't like Michael Gervais. But call somebody else. Oh, my God. Just get it done. You know what I mean? You need to move those mental blocks out. And I'm saying you are already struggling, and you have done nothing but struggle mentally for the last, let's say, 4 years now. That is, if just don't believe me, Roger, go look at all the YouTube posts and check them from the last couple of years. Check them. Check what people say. Roger gets himself into a mental frenzy, you know, and anybody could. It's not to say, oh, Roger, you're such a bad person. No. This is human. But it's about getting a grip on that. You know what I mean? It's really about getting a grip on that. Because if you think you are having mental problems before concentrating, you know, now you going out in the first round of all these guys and going down a slippery slope where it's like, now you're going to be talking about getting older and all this and all that nonsense that you know isn't true, Roger. You know you still can play at the top when my computer's about to die. You know, it's now the time for you to lock in and get a truly good mental coach. a mental fitness coach. Help you with your mental fitness. Now, I know another video I did say there are times last year when you handle yourself very well mentally. There was something in the video I had said, oh, there were no issues. You know, you seem to have done everything right mentally. And I looked at later, I was like, that is so kind of incorrect. You know, I still think that there's a lot of work, obviously, that you can do, but it'll be the highest favor to yourself, one, to start getting a handle on yourself mentally, two, really figuring out what you want to do you want to lay back, what you're willing to commit to, like what are you willing to commit to? And if you don't want to be sitting out there killing yourself in a dog fight all the time, then you need to figure out a new level of game that's embracing your so-called weaknesses or the points of where people are exploiting you, and play through those very well, cover them up and defend them, yeah, just you know, figure out what you are going to do for the next couple of years and where you want to be. I mean, you want to coast around like Lady Hewitt? Like, oh, just go to the second round. Oh, you know, that's the life you want to live? Okay. So, you know. All right. I gotta go. Love you, Roger. You know, I know how I am sometimes really rough. But I don't mean it. I just mean it in a really good and caring way, and I mean it in the best way as someone who just really cares. And like I said, look at YouTube. If you don't believe the things that I'm saying, people have always said that you've struggled mentally, and that is the reason why you've lost matches that you shouldn't have lost. You know, but now you get to a point where the combination of that, you psyching yourself out, and you know, with the combination of you not changing your game in a certain way, and the combination of you going out to these no-name ass tennis players, I'm sorry, you know, these rinky-dink, no disrespect, because where you were actually in Switzerland was so beautiful, but I'm just saying, these little tennis tournaments, I mean, that's not helping you at all. It'd help you better to just not even have played Stad. It would help you, you know, because at least, all right, you went out at Wimbledon, you went out at, I forget the other one right now, you know, oh, Hamburg, was it? Gosh, you went out at Hamburg, and then, but you made it to the semifinals there, so that was good. But anyway, you went out there, and now you went out at this little, you know, and it's no disrespect. I'm not saying disrespect to Switzerland or anywhere else, but I'm just saying it doesn't help. It doesn't help how people perceive that in the tennis world, to see you losing at these smaller tournaments. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't help. So figure out what you're going to do. Figure out what commitments you're going to make once and for all, Roger, you know, and you know, if it is something you decide, well, look, you know, I don't want to do all of this, you know, this is time for me to be with my family. I want to kind of wind down now. I want to start winding down. Okay, you know, we have to respect that as fans. I'm just saying something still besides that is going wrong. You're not giving it 100%. Not only saying that because I love you as a fan, but I'm going to go before my computer dies and just take all of my words as just love, even though it sounds like tough love. Or not love at all, I'm not sure, but love you, Roger. Good luck. And, you know, I'm expecting you to do really well as Cincy. Like, tighten it up, my brother. Seriously, tighten it up. And I'm expecting you to do well, prepping to do really well at the U.S. Open. I'm really expecting that. So, there you go. Have a good one. I've been like rolling my eyes and all big, and you know how they always look. Anyway, take care. Bye.